The people who control rooms are usually the ones least desperate to be liked. Validation is a leash disguised as love, and most lives are spent kneeling for it without noticing. The moment you stop performing for approval, people feel something colder enter your presence, which means, Chapter 1, kill the reflex to be understood. Most people are not speaking to communicate. They are speaking to reduce anxiety. They explain too much, smile too fast, soften every edge, and betray the deepest weakness in modern social life, the terror of being misread. The person who constantly clarifies himself is unconsciously telling the room, please do not exile me. And rooms can smell that fear. To sever society's validation, the first thing you must destroy is the reflex to make everyone comfortable with your existence. This is not cruelty. This is sovereignty. Look carefully at powerful figures across history. Roman generals, old-world diplomats, intelligence officers, judges, top trial lawyers, even great predators in nature all share one trait. They do not rush to explain. Julius Caesar did not chase affection from every senator. He made decisions, let interpretations spread, and forced others to orient around his gravity. Queen Elizabeth I mastered ambiguity so well that every court faction projected its hopes onto her. She understood a brutal truth: the one who explains less becomes harder to control. Here is how validation dependence works psychologically. The human brain is wired for tribe survival. Rejection once meant danger. So when someone frowns at you, interrupts you, ignores your message, or misunderstands your intention, your nervous system interprets it as threat. Then you overcorrect. You add context. You justify your tone. You send the second text. You laugh when the joke was not funny. You abandon your center just to recover social oxygen. That is the beginning of status collapse. Silent respect begins when you no longer treat misunderstanding as an emergency. Step 1. Shorten your responses. If someone challenges your decision, do not flood the space with defensive language. Replace essays with sentences. That's what I decided. I heard your point. We'll proceed differently. This does two things. First, it trains your nervous system to survive disapproval. Second, it signals that your identity does not depend on immediate consensus. Step 2. Remove apology from places where no harm occurred. Many people apologize for their timing, their boundaries, their silence, their standards, and even their presence. Sorry, I just think. Sorry, I was going to say, sorry, I can't make it. Each unnecessary apology lowers your perceived certainty. Respect is not built by making yourself smaller. It is built by showing that your existence does not require permission. Step 3. Let pauses stand. When someone says, "Why are you so quiet?" most people panic and defend themselves. But the stronger move is to let the question sit, hold eye contact, and answer plainly. I speak when I have something worth saying. The room changes after that. Why? Because silence stopped looking like insecurity and started looking like filtration. Think about your own life. How many times have you over-explained a boundary to someone who had no intention of respecting it? How many paragraphs have you written to people who gave you one cold sentence? Every extra line was a vote against your own value. A real-world example. Imagine a workplace meeting. One employee presents an idea and immediately begins cushioning it. This might be stupid, but I'm not sure if this makes sense. I know everyone's busy. Another employee presents the same idea in 10 clean words, then stops. The first person asked for emotional protection. The second acted as if the idea deserved air. Which one sounds like authority? Another example. In dating, the person who keeps explaining their intentions often loses attraction. Not because honesty is bad, but because nervous explanation signals dependency on the other person's approval. Mystery alone is not power. Emotional non-need is. And here is the chilling part. When you stop over-explaining, insecure people will often become agitated. They were using your justifications as handles. Your need to be understood gave them leverage. Remove the handle, and they can no longer steer you. This is the first severance. Let them wonder. Let them misread. Let them sit with incomplete access to you. The one who can survive being misunderstood without self-betrayal has already stepped outside the herd. Chapter 2. Master stillness like a weapon. Animals do not respect frantic movement. Neither do humans. In every social environment, excessive motion leaks information. Fidgeting, over-nodding, checking your phone, adjusting your clothes every 10 seconds, laughing before others laugh, scanning the room for approval, all of it tells the same story. I am trying to regulate myself through your reactions. Stillness terrifies people because it removes those signals. They cannot easily read your insecurity. They cannot predict your submission. And uncertainty in social hierarchies often gets mistaken for power. This is why top interrogators, elite negotiators, and seasoned chess players all understand body economy. The less unnecessary movement you make, the more every movement seems intentional. There is a reason a tiger does not look democratic in motion. A predator does not advertise strain. It compresses energy. It does not waste itself. To command silent respect, you must train physical restraint until your body stops begging the room for reassurance. Step 1. Slow your transitions. When you enter a room, do not burst in with scattered energy. Open the door, scan once, move with measured pace, choose your position, then settle. This alone changes first impressions. Fast, erratic entry reads as social hunger. Controlled entry reads as internal command. Step 2. Anchor your hands. Most people do not know what to do with their hands under pressure, so their hands confess their mind. They pick at fingers, touch their face, stroke their neck, tap objects, or gesture too much. Keep your hands calm. Rest them deliberately. If standing, let them remain loose and stable. If sitting, place them where they appear effortless, not hidden like a guilty child. Hands can either broadcast agitation or broadcast control. Step 3. Reduce facial leakage. You do not need to react instantly to every comment. Let your face remain attentive without becoming theatrically agreeable. In elite circles, the person who reacts least often influences most. Why? Because everyone else begins orienting toward that person's judgment. Consider the famous cold discipline of samurai culture. The warrior ideal was not merely combat ability, but emotional composure under pressure. In many accounts of duels, victory was psychologically shaped before blades even met. The fighter who looked calm forced the opponent to confront his own inner tremor. Now bring that principle into modern life. In a boardroom, stillness makes your words carry more weight when you finally speak. In conflict, stillness makes the aggressor feel exposed. In attraction, stillness creates polarity because it suggests self-possession rather than need. Look at the people around you. The loudest are often the least centered. The one bouncing, filling silence, overperforming confidence is usually fighting an internal collapse. The one who remains physically economical is often the one who has less to prove. There is also a neurobiological mechanism here. Human beings mirror each other unconsciously. If you are physically chaotic, you spread tension. If you are physically grounded, you can lower or dominate the emotional temperature of the room. This is why some people walk in and everybody subtly adjusts posture. Their nervous system is not chasing the room begins chasing theirs. Practice this in ordinary places. At the coffee shop, stop filling every waiting moment with your phone. In conversation, hold still during moments when you would normally scramble for social relief. In elevators, meetings, dates, family gatherings, train your body to stop performing harmlessness for free. Then comes the revelation that most people never learn. Respect is often granted not to the warmest presence first, but to the least needy nervous system in the room. Stillness is not passivity, it is compressed force. It tells the world that your energy belongs to you before it belongs to them. Chapter 3. Build the gaze that does not ask permission. Eye contact is one of the oldest status languages on Earth. Long before titles, uniforms, follower counts, and polished resumes, mammals were reading attention. Who looks away first? Who watches without flinching? Who stares with hunger? Who observes with calm? The eyes do not simply see, they rank. But there is a distinction most people miss. Aggressive staring is not power, it is often compensation. Real command is a gaze that is steady, unhurried, and emotionally unhooked. Many people break eye contact too early because they are unconsciously seeking safety. Others overdo eye contact because they are trying to manufacture dominance. Both are transparent. The first looks weak, the second looks performative. The middle path is where silent respect lives. Step 1. Hold contact half a beat longer than comfort, not long enough to become theatrical. When someone speaks to you, receive the information fully. Do not dart your eyes around the room as if searching for a social escape route. This communicates concentration and emotional capacity. Step 2. When entering a room, do not scan like prey. Predatory scanning is frantic. Strategic scanning is sparse. Take in the environment once, slowly. Notice exits, clusters, emotional temperatures, key personalities. Then let your gaze settle. People notice when someone is not overwhelmed by new terrain. Step 3. Pair eye contact with a neutral face. Smiling instantly after eye contact often turns the moment into an appeal for acceptance. But a neutral, calm expression followed by selective warmth creates far more respect. It says, "My attention is not cheap." There is a historical parallel in diplomacy. Experienced envoys were trained not just in language, but in bearing. During high-stakes negotiations, a diplomat who displayed too much eagerness revealed weakness. States, like individuals, are most vulnerable when they radiate desperation. A calm gaze implied reserves, options, and consequence. Think about interrogation footage, great courtroom moments, even iconic cinema. The most unforgettable figures are often not the ones who shout. They are the ones who look at others as if they can afford time. That is what unsettles people. Time is status. Impatience is dependency. Now apply this personally. If someone interrupts you, do not immediately drop your gaze and laugh it off. Look at them. Let the interruption land on your stillness. Then continue or stop on your terms. If someone tries to bait you emotionally, do not reward them with frantic eyes. Watch them the way a chess player watches a predictable move. And here is where the fourth wall matters. Think about your own life. Whose eyes have made you over-explain? Whose gaze has made you feel like you needed to earn the right to exist? Somewhere along the way, many people learn to shrink visually before they ever shrink verbally. Reverse that pattern. A practical drill. For 1 week, in every ordinary interaction, sustain eye contact 1 second longer than your old habit. Not in a hostile way, in a grounded way. At the cashier, in meetings, with strangers who speak to you, with family members who are used to your softness. Watch how quickly the social script changes, because the chilling truth is this: many people only disrespect you as much as your eyes have already agreed to be lowered. Chapter 4. Control access to your reactions. The modern world trains people to be instantly readable. Notifications pull emotion out of you all day. Social media rewards impulsive exposure. Group dynamics reward quick agreement, quick outrage, quick reassurance, quick confession. But if everyone can trigger a visible reaction from you in seconds, you do not own your interior life. The crowd does. This is where silent respect becomes darker and more difficult. You must become harder to provoke, harder to flatter, harder to bait. Not numb, not fake, controlled. Reaction is currency. Every time someone can predict exactly how to make you defensive, guilty, jealous, eager, or ashamed, they can steer you. That applies to families, coworkers, lovers, rivals, and strangers. Step 1. Delay visible response. If someone criticizes you, do not rush to correct the record. Let the words hit the wall of your composure first. Breathe once, consider, then decide whether a response is even worth the oxygen. This interruption of impulse is devastatingly powerful because it denies manipulators immediate emotional proof. Step 2. Separate information from insult. Weak egos fuse everything. A scheduling change becomes disrespect. A differing opinion becomes betrayal. A boundary from someone else becomes rejection. Stronger people sort data cleanly. They do not hand every stimulus the privilege of entering identity. Step 3. Practice asymmetry. You do not need to reveal as much as others reveal. You do not need to laugh because they laughed. You do not need to panic because they panicked. Emotional independence often looks strange to those addicted to mutual regulation. Good, let it. Consider Stoic philosophy, particularly Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Their discipline was not emotional deadness, it was governance. They recognized that the outer world constantly offers provocations, but the untrained mind volunteers slavery by reacting to all of them. To remain inwardly ordered while chaos performs around you is not just calm, it is rank. A real-world example. In an office, one employee receives public criticism and instantly spirals into justification, resentment, whispered alliances, and emotional leakage for the next week. Another receives criticism, nods once, adjusts what is useful, discards what is poison, and remains unchanged in bearing. Guess who becomes harder to intimidate? Another example. In family systems, there is often one member who can trigger everyone with a comment. Why? Because the family has rehearsed emotional predictability for years. The cycle breaks only when one person stops giving the expected reaction. At first, the system hates it, then it reorganizes around it. The deepest level of this tactic is not suppressing emotion. It is choosing where emotion is allowed to be seen. You can feel intensely in private and still remain strategically unreadable in public. In fact, that divide is often necessary. The battlefield is not the confessional. This is what powerful people understand that approval addicts do not. If your reactions are public property, your dignity is permanently outsourced. Chapter 5. Make absence more powerful than performance. The final severance is the hardest because it attacks the oldest addiction in human social life: visibility. Most people think respect comes from being seen constantly, heard constantly, remembered constantly, included constantly. But overexposure creates familiarity, and familiarity often erodes status. The more available you are, the more ordinary you become. Powerful presence is not built only by what happens when you are in the room. It is built by what remains after you leave. Step 1. Stop volunteering your full availability. Do not answer everything instantly. Do not attend every gathering. Do not explain every disappearance. Availability is interpreted socially as low demand. Scarcity, when natural and not childish, changes perceived value. Step 2. Leave interactions before your energy decays. Most people stay too long. They keep talking past the peak, laughing past the moment, explaining past the point, and in doing so they dilute the impression they could have left intact. End on composure, not on exhaustion. Step 3. Cultivate a life the room cannot fully access. The person who has private discipline, private standards, private goals, and private pleasures radiates depth. The person who broadcasts everything becomes flattened. Mystery is not deception, it is structure. There is a reason old aristocracies, elite orders, and intelligence communities valued discretion. Information control is identity control. The less of yourself you scatter recklessly, the less the world can trivialize you. Think of filmmakers who reveal the monster too early. The fear dies. Think of leaders who speak every day on every issue. Their words inflate and weaken. Think of celebrities whose entire private lives become content. The public stops respecting them because nothing remains sacred. Now think about your own life. Are you over-present in spaces that do not deserve you? Are you performing accessibility for people who have done nothing to earn intimacy? Are you diluting your impact by showing up emotionally on demand? A practical example. At a social event, instead of orbiting every group hoping to be absorbed, choose fewer interactions and make them precise. Listen more than you reveal. Leave before you begin performing. Let people remember your composure instead of your overextension. In dating, the person who is always instantly reachable often becomes emotionally discounted. Not because games are noble, but because predictable over-availability signals that your center of gravity lives in someone else's response. Silent respect requires your center to remain with you. In professional life, strategic absence matters too. The colleague who speaks in every meeting often becomes background noise. The one who contributes selectively with timing and clarity develops disproportionate weight. Presence is not volume. Presence is consequence. And now the cold conclusion. When you no longer chase visibility, your silence begins to accumulate mythology. People project weight onto what does not beg to be noticed. That is the paradox. The person who severs validation does not disappear. They become unforgettable for a different reason. They are not loud, but rooms feel them. They are not performing, yet attention bends. They are not asking for respect, because the architecture of their behavior has already made disrespect feel expensive. The 7 ways are now clear even if they were woven through these chapters like a blade through velvet. Stop over-explaining, remove unnecessary apology, cultivate stillness, train the gaze, control reactions, limit access, and let absence increase gravity. These are not tricks for pretending to be powerful. They are disciplines for becoming difficult to dominate. Because in the end, silent respect is never about intimidating everyone around you. It is about ending the lifelong habit of kneeling psychologically before the crowd. The room changes only after that. The room always changes after that. If this unsettled you, good. It means you recognized how much of modern life is built on begging to be accepted by people who have not earned your obedience. Study this deeply, practice it slowly, and above all, protect your interior from public ownership. To master these tactics in real life, get the Silent Observer's Playbook, or check out the recommended reading in the description below. Like and subscribe for more.